Hi, welcome to today's little bit of chocolate education. This is the first time I've done one of these and I've had a few requests to do a chocolate expert reacts type video. Because one of the things I often say is not all chocolate is created equal. And it's true, but it's also really difficult to tell what good quality chocolate is. And when I run my online masterclasses, this is something that we help educate people on because it's a question people always have. They go, okay, your chocolate's great, but how do I know if something's good? Easy answer, of course, is to buy it from me. But you're going to go out there into the big wide world at some point and need to buy yourself chocolate. And the problem is there's a lot of what I call wolves in sheep's clothing, that the packaging looks great, it has all the right words on it, and then you buy it and it tastes pretty poor. And that happened to me recently. I do like to try different brands, and I did find a chocolate that had all the right things on the packaging, but when I came to eat it, wasn't exactly that thrilled. And I'm not going to tell you what brand it is because my initial reaction wasn't very positive. To be fair, I've only tried it once. I'm going to try it for the second time now because I want it to be a very genuine reaction. But what I'm going to do is compare it to another chocolate I discovered recently from a brand that I stock and sell, which is Michel Cluizel, and I love. And this chocolate is potentially becoming my new favorite. Now, when I ordered from Michel Cluizel recently, which is a stunning French brand, there was one bar of this left. So I will be getting more in stock and selling it soon. But I decided to make it all for me, this one. Now, a few things about this one. It's from Mexico, and specifically it's a single plantation. Now, that becomes important when we compare it to single origin. They're two very different things. It's a 66%, but as always, percentage is a guide only, because this has, if my memory serves me correct, I haven't tried it a lot, it has a really rich, decadent chocolate flavor. Now, what we're going to compare it to is this one whose brand I don't really want to show you, but this one here. Now, I found it in a coffee store recently. Something that made me suspicious it wasn't necessarily going to be great was the price. $6.95 here in Australia, which is actually quite cheap for a really good quality chocolate bar. The reality is you cannot buy good quality chocolate for a cheap price because there's very few flavor beans in the world that are amazing and they cost money. The problem is you can pay a lot of money for poor quality beans or poor quality chocolate. So price isn't everything, but you're never going to get good quality cheap. So this was $6.95, little on the cheap side. For good quality, I'd be expecting to pay somewhere between $10, $12, $13, maybe even $15 for something really exceptional. Now, I had lots of good things on the packaging, 75% from Madagascar. I love chocolate typically from Madagascar. It's a very rich flavored chocolate full of lots of red fruit flavors. One of the best producing countries in the world, very different from African chocolate. African chocolate and Madagascan should not be confused. And when we do our online chocolate tasting classes, we use Valrhona Manjari, for example, which is a rich, beautiful, indulgent chocolate. Now, this also has some other things that sounds quite good on it. It's a single origin, but single origin is a little bit problematic. That would be like saying a wine comes from Victoria or even that it comes from Australia. That would suggest there's no specificity, if I don't think I pronounced that correctly, in the beans as there wouldn't be in the grapes, if you said that. Hopefully you followed that. That wasn't necessarily the clearest thing. The other thing they talk about here is they do bean to bar processing, which is really cool. The best chocolate in the world is bean to bar, and they're talking about that. So that sounds good in theory. And they use the word crafted a lot, which always makes you think it's going to be great. And if I've understood this correctly, I got the impression that it's both the beans are grown in Madagascar and processed either in Madagascar or Africa. They keep referring to Africa, and I find it very strange because typically in the chocolate world, as I mentioned, Madagascan quality is amazing, African quality is often really, really poor. So let's have a look at the two chocolates. Now, to look at them, they both look fine. There's nothing, didn't want to show you the brand. They're both a lovely color. They've both tempered well. There's no bubbles on the bottom or anything along those lines. Smooth, all good. On the smell, because smell is really important, it's a huge part of taste. Michel Cluizel, really fruity, a little bit acidic, a little bit like raspberries. Smells good. And then our non-disclosed brand, African brand. It It smells fermented. So here in Melbourne, I'm a cyclist, and here in Melbourne is a brewery of some description there, and I go riding some mornings and you can smell that fermented yeast smell from the brewery. It's like a little, it's so fermented. It's like going past a brewery. Anyway, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Fermented is a, oh, I just had a low battery. Fermented is a valid taste. Okay, so I'm going to start on the non-disclosed African brand / Madagascan brand one. So I'm going to pop it in my mouth, as always, chew it a few times, move it around, let the flavors develop. Let's see what happens, because I can't remember what I tasted with this. It's very dull to start. Okay. It's very fermented still. Oh, okay. There's a bit of smooth nuttiness coming through. It was a bit fungy, but now we're going back to, oh, that's not nice. It's not nice at all. Okay, so there was a really nice mellow moment in the middle of oh God, it lingers terribly, of nuts and smoothness and things, but it's all these fermented fungi, mossy, damp, earthy sort of flavors, and it's not what I expect from a Madagascan chocolate. I'm so disappointed. Anyway, I have some water somewhere here. Excuse me for a moment. So poorly done. So not pro with this video. I was going to try and get that flavor out a little bit. Okay, let's give the Michel Cluizel a go. I haven't tasted this for a while either. And bearing in mind, I loved this. I'm making sure I got the right one. When I tried it, and I thought, oh my God, this is my new favorite chocolate. So let's see what I think of it. It's hopefully going to be better than that. It's very strange chewing whilst filming yourself. Oh, that's so nice. It's so sweet in a dark chocolate sweet way from the flavor of the beans. Smooth tones of vanilla, really well-rounded, really hearty, smooth chocolate flavor. Oh, now here we go, because now, oh, that's delicious. Now there's lots of red berry flavor, not even red berries, fruity flavors, maybe more sharp than that, so maybe more raisins. And there's beautiful, strong, little hit of flavor like raisins. And that was smoothed off. Oh, it's very balanced. That's delicious. That's so, so nice. Okay, and then we're just gone off to this biscuity finish, and with just little hints of that raisin flavor, almost like those Garibaldi biscuits, but not with many raisins. Terrible explanation. That is such a different experience. And that's the difference of good quality chocolate. So that just goes to show why not all chocolate is equal. So great thing to do, grab a chocolate you know is great. If you jump on my store for ideas or to buy some, whichever works, and then grab one to experiment with and try them together, because it will really highlight whether one is good or not. It's fine for it to taste different, that's normal. It's fine for you not to like something, but obviously the reaction I had to the non-disclosed brand was not what you want in your chocolate. Longest video I've recorded now. Thanks for staying tuned. Go and try some chocolate and see what you think, and enjoy. Happy chocolate eating. Ciao.